Good morning, class 9. Today we are going to start a play. The name of the play is If I Were You. Let us begin. Gerard lives alone in a lonely cottage. An intruder who is a criminal enters his cottage. He intends to murder Gerard and take on his identity. Does he succeed? Now let us see. Does the intruder succeed in taking the identity of Gerard or he is unsuccessful? Scene: a small cottage interior. There is an entrance back right which may be curtained. Another door to the left must be a practical door. That means that door is actually used for entry and exit. The furniture is simple, consisting of a small table towards the left, a chair or two, and a divan rather upstage on the right. On the table is a telephone. When the curtain rises, Gerard is standing by the table making a phone call. He is of medium height and wearing horn rimmed glasses. He is dressed in a lounge suit. Lounge suit means lounge is a place in a house or a hotel where people sit or they relax. They spend some time sitting there, pass their time sitting there, or just relaxing away. He is dressed in a lounge suit and a great coat. His voice is cultured. So we are talking about Gerard. Gerard is dressed in a lounge suit and he is wearing a great coat. His voice is of a cultured man. Gerard. Well, tell him to phone up directly. As we have seen that Gerard is making a phone call. So now the dialogue begins. Well, tell him to phone up directly. I must know. Yes, I expect I'll still be here, but you mustn't count on that. You mustn't count on that means you must not be sure. In about 10 minutes' time. Right ho. Goodbye. Gerard is talking to somebody on phone. He puts down the phone and goes to the divan on the left, where there is a traveling bag, and starts packing. Whilst he is thus engaged, another man similar in build to Gerard enters from the right silently, revolver in hand. He is flashily dressed. Flashily dressed means he is dressed up in showy clothes. He is flashily dressed in an overcoat and a soft hat. He bumps accidentally against the table, and at the sound, Gerard turns quickly. Gerard, pleasantly, why, this is a surprise, Mr. Now, who has entered? An intruder has come. A thief, you can say. A culprit has entered the room of Gerard. And when Gerard sees him, he is surprised. Why he is surprised? This we will come to know very soon. Intruder, I am glad you are pleased to see me. I don't think you will be pleased for long. Put those paws up. Paws means hands. When the intruder sees that Gerard is pleased to see him, he says that I am happy to see that you are pleased to see me, but I am sure you will not remain pleased for a long time. Put your hands up. Gerard. This is all very melodramatic. Melodramatic means excess of emotions, looking very artificial, expressing too much of emotions. This is all very melodramatic, not very original, perhaps, but intruder, trying to be calm and Gerard, nonchalant is your word, I think. Nonchalant means not showing any interest. Gerard is telling the intruder that he is not at all interested in what he is doing or what he is about to say. He is just least interested. Intruder, thanks a lot. You'll soon stop being smart. I'll make you crawl. I want to know a few things. See, now as you can see in the picture on this page, children, there is a man standing with a revolver in his hand and he is pointing towards Gerard. So he is telling Gerard that don't be too smart and just I will ask a few things to you, just answer my questions. Gerard, anything you like. He's saying, ask me anything you want to. I am ready to answer to your questions. Anything you like. I know all the answers. But before we begin, I should like to change my position. You may be comfortable, but I am not. He wants to sit somewhere else. Who wants to sit? Gerard. Intruder, sit down there and no funny business. He is saying, don't try to be funny, don't try to be smart. You sit there where you are. Motions to a chair. Motions to a chair means he moves to a chair and seats himself on the divan by the bag. Now then, we will have a nice little talk about yourself. The intruder is saying, now I am going to ask some questions and we will have a nice talk. Gerard, at last, a sympathetic audience. Now, why is he saying this? I am not going to disclose just now. You will come to know very soon. Gerard says that at last I have got somebody to listen to me. You will ask me and I will tell you. You will listen to my answers. He is saying that at last I have got a sympathetic audience. I have got a sympathetic listener who will listen to me. I'll tell you the story of my life. How as a child I was stolen by the gypsies and why at the age of 32 I find myself in my lonely excess cottage and how. So he is trying to tell more details about his past life. Intruder, keep it to yourself and just answer my questions. So as you can see from this line, the intruder is not at all interested in knowing the past of Gerard. He only wants the answers to his questions and nothing else. Keep it to yourself and just answer my questions. You live here alone. Well, do you? He is asking this first question to Gerard. Do you live here all alone? Gerard, I am sorry. I thought you were telling me, not asking me. With a question of inflection. Inflection here means, children, when a person speaks to somebody, his voice rises and falls in such a way that a person is not able to understand whether he is asking or telling something. Changing of voice modulation as it is called, rising and falling of voice while talking. So Gerard says that I thought that you are telling me that I live here alone rather than asking me, do you live alone? And he says that it is just a question of inflection. Your voice is unfamiliar. Intruder, with emphasis. Do you live here alone? Now he is asking this in a stern manner in the form of a question. Gerard, and if I don't answer? Intruder, you have got enough sense not to want to get hurt. Now in this by saying this line, the intruder is warning him that if you don't want to get hurt, then just keep on simply answering my questions. Otherwise, as you have seen that the intruder had a pistol in his hand, a revolver in his hand, and he says that I may kill you. If you will act very smart, then I will kill you, or I will shoot at you and you will get hurt. So just play safe. If you don't want to get hurt, then simply answer to what I ask. Intruder, you have got enough sense not to want to get hurt. Gerard, I think good sense is shown more in the ability to avoid pain than in mere desire to do so. What do you think, Mr. Intruder? Never mind my name. I like yours better, Mr. Gerard. What are your Christian names? Now, the intruder is intending to take the identity of Gerard. He likes the name of Mr. Gerard and he is not revealing his identity. He is not telling his name. Rather, he is saying that he is impressed, he likes the name of Gerard, and he is asking him what actually his real full name is. What are your Christian names? Gerard. Vincent Charles. This is his actual name. Intruder. Do you run a car? Gerard. No. Intruder. That's a lie. You are not dealing with a fool. I am as smart as you and smarter. And I know you run a car. Better be careful, wise guy. So now the intruder is trying to tell Gerard that he has investigated everything about Gerard. He knows that he can drive a car. So Gerard cannot fool him. Gerard cannot tell a lie because he has come with all preparations. The intruder has come up with all the details. He has all the details about Gerard. So he's saying, don't try to be smart. I am smarter than you. Gerard, are you American or is that merely a clever imitation? The style of talking was looking American. So Gerard is asking this intruder that are you really an American or you are imitating American accent? Intruder, listen, this gun is no toy. I can hurt you without killing you and still get my answers. So again, he is giving him second warning that just don't talk anything else, only answer to my questions, otherwise I will have to use the gun in my hand to get my answers. Gerard, of course, if you put it like that, I'll be glad to assist you. I do possess a car and it's in the garage round the corner. Intruder, that's better. That's better. Why he says that's better? Because Gerard has given the answer to his previous question that he owns a car and the car is in the garage. That's better. Do people often come out here? Intruder is asking him that do people come to visit you? Do people come here to your house? Gerard, very rarely. Surprisingly, few people take the trouble to visit me. That's the baker and the greengrocer, of course. So he is trying to tell that rarely people come to visit him. The people who most commonly come to visit him is the baker and the person who gives him vegetables, the greengrocer. Of course, and then there's the milkman, quite charming, but no one so interesting as yourself. So, in other words, Gerard is telling the intruder that hardly anybody comes to his house to meet him, to visit him. Only the milkman, the greengrocer, and the baker come to his house. Intruder, I happen to know that you never see tradespeople. That means you hardly see people who come to sell different things. Gerard, you seem to have taken a considerable amount of trouble. Now, why is he saying this line? See, this is important. Gerard is saying to the intruder, you seem to have taken a considerable amount of trouble. Considerable amount of trouble in what? In gathering all information about Gerard. Because even the minutest details are with the intruder. So Gerard is saying that you have taken a lot of trouble and you have gathered all big and small details about me. Since you know so much about me, won't you say something about yourself? You have been so modest. He says that you are behaving in a very polite and a modest manner and you are not telling anything about yourself. I should know something about yourself also. Intruder, I could tell you plenty. You think you are smart, but I am the top of the class round here. I have got brains and I use them. That's how I have got where I have. Now, the intruder is understanding that Gerard is trying to know who is this stranger with a pistol in his hand who has come to his room. He wants to know the details of this man so that he can hand him over to the police. But this intruder is smarter than Gerard and he says that don't think that I am a fool. I have brains. I am very smart and that is why I am here. He is giving a very tricky and a clever reply. I am reading this again. I could tell you plenty. I could tell you plenty about myself. You think you are smart, but I am the top of the class round here. That means I am the smartest person you can meet in this place. I have got brains and I use them. That's how I have got where I have. That means that is why I am what I am today. Because of my brains, because of my intelligence, I am here and I am here without being caught by the police. Gerard. And where precisely have you got? It didn't require a great brain to break into my little cottage. Intruder. When you know why I have broken into your little cottage, you will be surprised. And it won't be a pleasant surprise. So now Gerard is saying that do you think that coming into somebody's house requires brain? Does it show that you are very smart and you have lot of brains? The intruder says that yes, I have come to your house and very soon I will tell you the purpose also why I have come to your house. And when you will know the purpose, you will not be very pleased to know it. Gerard, with you figuring so largely in it, that is understandable. He is saying that when a person like you, when a big figure, big person like you is there in my house without my permission, I can well understand that your purpose of coming to my house is not a good one. Whatever you will tell is not going to make me happy. With you figuring so largely in it, that is understandable. By the way, what particular line of crime do you embrace? Or aren't you a specialist? Now, by this time, Gerard has understood this that he is a criminal and he is running here and there to escape from the cops. That means the police. He is going into different houses. He is trying to take other person's identity so that the police is not able to catch him. This Gerard has understood by now. Now he is asking him that do you do a particular kind of crime or you are not a specialist, you can do anything, a big robbery, a small robbery, a murder, any kind of crime you can do. So he is just trying to investigate. Intruder, my speciality is jewel robbery. Now he says that I specialize in jewel robbery. Your car will do me a treat. It's certainly a dandy bus. He says that your car will do me a treat because when I will rob jewels, your car is going to help me to run away. Gerard, I am afraid jewels are few and far between in the wilds of Essex. So, Gerard is trying to tell him that if you are fond of robbing jewels, then you are at a wrong place because in this place, in the wilds of Essex, you will hardly find any jewels. Intruder, so are the cops. I can retire here nicely for a little while. Now see, this line is also important, children. In the previous line, Gerard says that if you want to rob jewels, you are at a wrong place because there are hardly any jewels in Essex. And the intruder says in the next line, so are the cops. That means, as you say, he is talking to Gerard and saying that as you say, here jewels are hardly found. Similarly, I say that here police is hardly seen. So are the cops. That means hardly any policemen can be seen in this lonely place of Essex. So are the cops. I can retire here nicely for a little while. He says, I can live here. Retire here means I can rest here. I can stay here nicely for a while because no police is going to come here. Gerard, you mean to live with me? A trifle sudden, isn't it? A trifle sudden here means a rather sudden, isn't it? You have not been invited. Gerard is reminding him that I have not invited you. Are you planning to stay with me? Intruder, you won't be here long, so I didn't trouble to ask. Again, he is giving him a warning. He is threatening him by saying that I am going to kill you very soon. You will not stay here for a long time. So I did not take the trouble of asking you, asking for your permission. Should I come into your house to stay with you? Gerard, what do you mean? Intruder, this is your big surprise. I am going to kill you. Gerard, a little harsh, isn't it? Intruder, with heavy sarcasm, yea, I'll be sorry to do it. I have taken a fancy to you. I have taken a fancy to you means I have started liking you. I have started liking your name as well, but it's just gone to be done. He says that since I have started liking you and I have started liking your name, so very soon I am going to kill you and I will take your identity. That means I will take your name. People will start feeling that I am Gerard. I am Vincent Charles and I can easily fool the police once again. I'll be sorry to do it. I have taken a fancy to you, but it's just gone to be done. Got to be done. Gerard, why add murder to your other crimes? It's a grave step you are taking. Now, till now, Gerard does not know that the intruder has already committed one murder. He is saying that you are a robber, you rob jewels. Now, why do you want to add a murder to your crimes? It is a very wrong thing to do. It is a big step you are planning to take. Intruder, I am not taking it for fun. I have been hunted long enough. Who is after him? The police is after him. He is saying, I have been hunted long enough. That means the police is searching me for a long time. I am wanted for murder already. Now he is openly telling that already I have committed a murder and the police is chasing me. And they can't hang me twice. So the intruder is giving this reason, a very simple reason why he can murder Gerard also. He says that already I have committed one murder and now if I commit another murder by murdering you, the police, if the police catches me, they have to hang me only once. They can't hang me two times for two different murders. Gerard, you are planning a gratuitous double. You are planning a gratuitous double means you are planning two murders for which you can be in trouble. Gerard is telling him that you are planning the second murder also and for which you can be in trouble. The police can catch hold of you, so to speak. Admitted, you have nothing to lose, but what have you to gain? Gerard is asking me that, okay, I agree that you will not lose anything, but what will you gain by murdering me? Intruder, I have got freedom to gain. I will gain freedom. As for myself, I am a poor hunted rat. I am a poor hunted rat. Who is hunting him? The police is after him. As a cat is after a rat to eat him up, to catch him, to catch the rat and get hold of him. Similarly, the police is after the life of this intruder. As Vincent Charles Gerard, I am free to go to places and do nothing. Now he is saying that when I will murder you, What will I gain? I will gain freedom. Till now, the police is hunting me, the police is chasing me. But once I murder you, I will take your name, that is, I will be called as Vincent Charles Gerard, and I will be free to go from one place to another place without any difficulty. I can eat well and sleep and without having to be ready to beat it at the sight of the cop. So there will be no danger in my mind. I will be free from the danger of the cops. I can eat well, I can sleep well, and I can easily escape from the sight of the cops. When I will take your name, everybody will know that I am Gerard. That is why I want to murder you. Now I am stopping here. We will complete the play in our next class. Please read whatever we have done today, and I am sure you will understand everything well. Thank you.